Hello everybody, my name is David Cheshire and today I'm going to be talking about how the floodplain and wetlands team utilises and interacts with the BDBSA. So our core business is wetland ecology. Essentially we do an awful lot of on-ground data collection of a range of different biological metrics from birds, fish, frogs, vegetation, invertebrates, all sorts of things, and we do that for a range of different projects, most of which require that we upload the data into a secure corporate data management system. We also need to have our data readily available to us for analysis and reporting. Also utilize the historic records within the BDBSA to kind of plug the gaps in a lot of our data. Where we can, we will find historic records, chase them up, and that helps us paint a bigger picture for how our wetlands work and whether or not our management actions are actually having an effect. So links to the BDBSA, I've had a long-term working relationship with Matt and the BDBSA team. In my previous job at Sardi Aquatic Sciences, I did several bulk uploads of data into the BDBSA for a lot of the Aridlands data sets, and I'm doing the same here. We're hoping to improve that by making them quarterly uploads and automatic uploads at that. So we collect our data in the field now using tablets, touchscreen tablets that use a user interface to enter data rather than using pen and paper. It does a lot of things for us. The main one being is that we don't have to double handle our data. Less data handling is less chance for errors. It also means that we're saving time, money and effort and energy, not re-entering data when we get back into the office. Having this database allows us to manage our own data for our own purposes. Finally, we upload these data back up into the corporate data sphere to the BDBSA using export macros, which just use predetermined queries. So the Fort database is an access-based database. You work with the tools you have available to you, and that's all it was. So data entry using access forms. It syncs to the master file on the network, so we try and keep all of our data on the network so that it's at least backed up and secure on networks. However, it does mean that we can take the data remotely using our tablet and use it to query the data in the field to generate species lists and things, and that then gets re-uploaded to the master file on the network using a simple sync function. We also have the automatic queries which send the data off to the BDBSA, and it makes sure that any data that hasn't been uploaded is ticked off and uploaded into the BDBSA, and then as you enter more data, again you end up with a new list, and we're hoping to do this quarterly so that we don't end up with these huge bulk data sets for upload, which can take an awful lot of time to vet. So hurdles, most of these hurdles weren't really BDBSA related. Most of them were to do with our team's current data management structure, which was fairly woeful. We were using spreadsheets which had inconsistent nomenclature. There was almost no metadata associated with the data we were working with, and they were within nested file structures. So it was hard to find data for any particular metric for more than any one place without spending an awful lot of time doing it. So we had to revamp and redesign our database. That included making an access backend. We had to vet all of the data before it went in, make sure it was ship, shape and Bristol fashion, and we didn't have much time to do it. We had about, we're hoping to do it in a year. It's been 18 months now and we're just wrapping up. The biggest hurdle for us was ICT systems and processes. These systems that are designed to stop people doing the wrong thing actually inhibited us doing the right thing because we came up against a few brick walls. We were lucky enough to go through a fairly in-depth consultation process with them, and we managed to work out how we could do this so that it would benefit both of us. So all things going well, we're pretty much there, and I'm glad we're through it. And then the BDBSA templates, this is about the only hurdle that I've encountered with the BDBSA, is they're getting fairly large and bulky, and the upload process is probably going to have to change in the future if they get any bigger. So BDBSA benefits, obviously we've got secure corporate storage. That's a big plus. It provides an additional level of vetting and quality assurance. It allows us to align with the SA government's open data initiative. Those data are public and readily available for the public to use, and it saves us time pulling data for other people, departments, members of the public, whatnot. We can just say they're in the BDBSA, have at it. My wish list would be maybe a multimedia data repository. If we could have that, that would be great. Things like photo points, drone footage, time-lapse cameras, they all capture biological data, successional changes over time, all that sort of stuff, which would be really, really valuable, and we just need a better system of doing it, particularly the metadata associated with those. So that's that.